¿Qué pasa, YouTube? What is up, everybody who has been with me since the beginning of the season of P4G, who might have joined me halfway through, who might have just joined me a week ago? What is up? How's it going, guys? I'm super excited, if you can't tell, because first off, while we are in the playoffs, we actually managed to finish the season as the #1 seed overall, as in we got first place at the end of the season, which is actually pretty cool. I definitely am happy about that. So we were able to get the 8th place person to be our playoff opponent, which I guess in a sense could make it the easiest matchup for us, but I am not taking my opponent lightly because this week we are facing my buddy, my homie Bill Standish. Definitely check him out. Channel link and stuff is down below. We faced him in week 2 of Pokemon 4 Glory, and I'm not gonna lie, I really did not expect Bill to make playoffs, but I'm happy that he did because we get to play him once more. And the man does have a pretty scary team, so if you guys are excited for this team builder and excited for the first week of P4G Playoffs being uploaded tomorrow, then make sure to hammer arm that like button down below. Show off your support. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about our matchup and what you think we maybe should be weary of, or what we could have potentially brought better, or what we could have left. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below and all that shenanigans. So let's take a look at the team preview down below me. Now, in week 2, as I mentioned, I did not expect Bill to make playoffs because, not to knock Bill or to take anything from him, I really felt like we had a very easy win in that matchup again. But that was week 2. That was like over 2 months ago. So things have definitely changed, and his roster has changed as well. The good thing about it is that he no longer has Mega Gyarados, which is actually really nice because Dragonite's Mega Gyarados would have been absolutely terrifying. However, though, you guys can see that he's got Mega Sharpedo. Now, the great thing about it is that we don't have Sharpedo claws in the P4G. Essentially what that is that it allows Sharpedo to wait 1 turn before Mega evolving so he can go ahead and get the speed boost. But because we don't have that clause, Sharpedo will always be sitting at its regular base speed of 105, no +1 in speed. So that's absolutely huge, because if he was allowed to get that +1 speed boost, Sharpedo would be even more terrifying. I even talked to Kyle and confirmed it, the creator, my boy Kyle A. I was thinking of the other Kyle, Sleeping Nights. Yeah, I was gonna say his name for a second, but no, I talked to my boy Kyle and he confirmed that there is no Sharpedo clause, so we don't have to worry about +1 Sharpedo, which is absolutely amazing. However, though, Sharpedo is still absolutely terrifying in this battle. Another thing about week 2 is that Bill even confirmed himself that he could have probably prepped a little bit better. So I definitely expect Bill to want to bring his A game this week. So I'm not gonna knock him. I'm not gonna take him lightly. I'm going to be playing this game my absolute best to pull out a victory and go on to week 2 to either face Sleeping Nights, aka Kyle, or Pokemon, aka John, both of which we lost to, and I'm looking to get vengeance against them, hopefully, if we make it to week 2 of playoffs. So we'll have to see how things go. But of course, the top 6 as always on my opponent's roster are the main 6 I'm expecting. Kieran Black is absolutely terrifying and a huge ass nuke in this game. Kartana is also really scary. In our week 2 game, he brought the Timid Swords Dance set, which almost made me have to change my underwear, so really have to watch out for that. Galvantula is absurdly difficult to switch into. Like, look at my draft, look at Galvantula. Everything just dies, and I don't like that, so I really have to be careful with Galvantula going into this game. There's a chance that he may just be a regular Sticky Webs lead again, although if he is a Scarfed or just a purely offensive set, then I will definitely have to be careful with that. The Clefable, I believe, can definitely come, although I'm a little up in the air about Clefable, to be honest. I definitely expect them to bring Uniclus, however, so I guess if I would have to go in order, I'll fix the order when I do upload this. But yeah, so Clefable is probably going to be like the sixth Pokemon I honestly expect them to bring. Mega Sharpedo I definitely expect to come because, again, it's absolutely terrifying. Even if we have Tangrowth, Mega Sharp late game, if I lose Tangrowth or if it's too weakened, could really just potentially sweep us. And then Reuniclus could be Trick Room, Calm Mind, Assault Vest, or just supportive. I'm not really too sure, but excuse me, we will have to see exactly what kind of set he is. And our first game, he brought Scarf Braviary, which this week I really don't expect him to bring. I don't expect Chandelure either. Rhydon, Claydol, and Garbodor all just have terrible matchups in my opinion, so I honestly don't expect to see any of them at all. Like, to be 100% honest with you guys, I don't expect them whatsoever. And yeah, plus Chandelure just kind of gets pursuit trapped by 2 of our Mons and outsped by most of our other Mons. So yeah, really not too concerned about that. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into this. So we have the first team member here, which is going to be Corbin the Cobalion. This essentially, in a way, is our win condition. But the thing about it is that I'm not sure how effectively we will be able to pull off Cobalion in this game. Like in our week 2 game, I brought Scarf Cobalion, which I never even got to send out. But in this matchup, being able to have an air balloon on Cobalion allows us to have at least one safe switch into Kieran Black, and then from there we can maybe force him out. We can even set up on a predicted switch out and we can go from there, so that's going to be excellent. Rock Polish could allow us to potentially sweep late game once we get rid of the Claydol, the Chandelure, or the Reuniclus, which again, I don't expect the first 2 to come. And I don't expect them to bring all 3 in one game. Actually, I don't even expect 2 of them to be brought into this matchup because we have 2 phenomenal dark types in Skuntank and Crocodile. So yeah, I can definitely see one of the 3 coming, but mainly Reuniclus. I feel like Reuniclus by far has a better matchup than the other 2, if I'm being honest with you guys. So once we get rid of his Ghost and his Psychic types, Cobalion just kind of comes in. We can Rock Polish late game and potentially clean up. We can also maybe Swords Dance if we are able to get rid of the Galvantula and the Kartana, which I almost expect them to want to bring Scarf Kartana, honestly. Like, I feel Scarf Kartana has a pretty good matchup in this game. And if it is Scarfed, that's actually going to be a little bit scary, but we should be able to work around that accordingly. So at the same time, I'm really not too concerned about it. So yeah, either way though, Kartana is definitely scary in this game. We are just rocking max speed to potentially speed tie with Galvantula if it really comes down to it. Also, with Jolly max speed, we always outspeed Sharpedo because again, he cannot get that first guaranteed turn to not Mega to be able to get the speed boost, so that's also a big reason why running Jolly is excellent. Air Balloon also allows us to avoid sticky webs, and then with Rock Polish we can kind of mitigate sticky webs as well, so that could definitely come into play in this battle potentially. But between Close Combat and Iron Head, we hit absolutely everything except for the Chandelure, which obviously is not hit by Close Combat and it resists Iron Head, but I'm really not too concerned about that. So yeah, Cobalion in theory should hopefully be our win condition. If not, then it can be a mid-game wall breaker, allowing me to Swords Dance potentially on a locked-in Kartana or a forced switch out, and then we'll just be able to break and weaken his team. So next off, we have Zizaro the Mega Aerodactyl. Now, originally I wanted to make this more of a bulky offensive set because in our week 2 game, I brought a very speedy bulky set because I didn't expect them to bring, or I did expect them, sorry, to bring a Scarfer. And if he did bring Scarf Braviary or Scarf Chandelure, we guaranteed outsped him. Now, while it would be really easy for me to just think, oh, he's not gonna bring them this time, there is a chance that he could bring them, and I kind of want to mitigate that chance. Plus, between Jolly and Adamant, Adamant only does about 3 to 4% more damage than what Jolly would be doing. Yeah, the extra bit of bulk is really nice, but if I'm going off of our week 2 game, he wasn't really able to touch my Mega Aerodactyl in the first place, so I'm not really too concerned about it having to take too many hits in this battle. Between me having to potentially defog away sticky webs, which would be the worst case scenario, there's not really any other time I'm expecting to potentially take too hard of a hit. And actually, want to give a quick shouts out to the front office homies and the Bullet Punch Club homies as always. So with Stone Edge really hits his entire team for some really nice damage, and with max attack, I think we're doing a solid like 30% to just about everything that's not Rhydon or Claydol. Fire Fang is solely for the Kartana. Fire Fang also is really nice for the Galvantula if I want to have less of a chance of missing, but hopefully I don't miss Fire Fang because that would actually really suck. Iron Head was a toss-up between Iron Head or Aquatail. Crunch also could potentially help, but the main benefit of Iron Head is that he's got Clefable, and I feel like Clefable is going to be a lot harder for us to potentially break then it would be to break something like Rhydon or Claydol if he wanted to bring those. And then I still have Stone Edge to hit the Chandelure with, so I feel like Iron Head is probably just a little bit better. Plus we still can do like a solid 30-ish% to Rhydon with the Iron Head, and I guess if it really comes down to it, we can flinch something. Iron Head is also really nice to be able to get off a huge hit on Kyurem. If I bring this in against Kyurem, he may feel like switching into Clefable, which typically max defense, max HP Clefable can live any hit from Mega Aerodactyl and just recover off the damage. Then I can catch that with an Iron Head on the switch in and potentially 2-hit KO him. The only downside is that max defense and max HP Reuniclus just safely switches in to anything outside of Crunch coming from my Mega Aerodactyl, so that is a little bit annoying. But Defog is just mainly here for getting rid of Sticky Webs and potentially Stealth Rocks. Really don't expect Garbodor, so I don't expect them to want to bring Spike Stacking or a Toxic Spike Stacking or something like that. Plus, I brought Defog Aerodactyl week 2, so he should most likely expect me to want to bring it again. And just Aerodactyl in general is really hard for his team to safely switch into once I weaken Clefable and I weaken Reuniclus. Next off, we have Vicente the Victini. Now, I'm still a little bit iffy on this set. Like I would really like to go Timid the more that I think about it, because the main thing about it is that if he does bring Kyurem, while he may not be running max speed on like a plus offensive natured set, he could possibly run max speed or close to max speed on a plus speed natured set, and that could be a little bit scary. So you guys may see this change to Timid. I'm not sure yet. I have to like double check the calcs and just go over things again just to be safe, but this may be changed to Timid now the more that I think about it. But regardless of it, Victini is a humongous threat to his team, and our week 2 game, Victini literally just mangled his team early game, and that just opened up holes and allowed Victini to even finish off the game and win it for us. So that's really nice as well. But between Blue Flare and Psychic, nothing on his team safely switches in, outside of Sharpedo, I guess, but I don't think he would want to switch in a Sharpedo on a Blue Flare when that's still going to be doing pretty solid damage. And then Chandelure still takes like 30-40-ish% from Psychic, and then if I'm able to get up Rocks, that's going to be excellent. But I really don't expect Chandelure because, again, we have 2 Pursuit Trappers, we have Aerodactyl that can also Pursuit, we have Garchomp that can just safely switch in, and just a lot of our team outspeeds Chandelure in general, so I don't expect that. Grass Knot does more damage to Rhydon and to the Claydol than what Energy Ball is going to be doing, and I'm not really too concerned about being able to hit the Sharpedo for more damage because it's obviously going to be faster than me, so it's not really that big of an issue. Glaciate is really just a filler move. There is a good chance that Victini, much like our week 2 game, is still going to be my lead, because if he's got Galvantula across the field, I am most likely going to expect them to lead with that. Then I can just go straight for the Glaciate turn 1, and then Blue Flare turn 2, and then we'll go from there and see how things work out. So yeah, that's kind of still the idea behind Glaciate here, although Magic Code could definitely come in handy because that way I mitigate the speed drops from Sticky Webs, because I can bounce back the webs on his side of the field, and that could really come in handy as well. But then I still want to be able to have Defog and Aerodactyl in case I have to get rid of them. So I don't know, Glaciate could still maybe come in handy in some scenarios, but outside of leading against Galvantula, I don't really think so. Firium Z. So a Blue Flare into a Firium Z guarantees a 2-hit KO on Clefable and on Reuniclus, even if they are running some Spadaffies or mostly Spadaffies. Now, in our week 2 game, I brought a mixed bulky Victini, so he may think I'll be bringing that again, so he may not have too many special defensive Vs, and he most likely will be expecting me to want to V-crate again. So I'm hoping that this way I will be able to catch him off guard with a Firium Z. I also thought about going Timid with Wise Glasses, but I guess the good thing about Firium Z is that I guarantee that huge hit on Reuniclus or Clefable if I'm not able to catch them on a switch-in. So yeah, that's definitely something to heavily consider in this matchup. And I just feel like Firium Z is by far the best Z move to be run in this matchup, because again, it just most likely guarantees me a KO on something. If not, then I just follow it up with one of my other coverage moves or with the blue flare itself, and I just get a KO regardless. So yeah, really expecting Victini to do a lot of damage in this matchup. We are running enough speed to outspeed a non-speed, max speed Kieran Black. So next off, we have Tranquilo the Crocodile. Now, in our original Week 2 matchup, that was before we actually got access to Crocodile. So I really felt like Crocodile was a solid bring in this matchup. Actually pointed out to me was the fact that Choice Banded Crocodile looks amazing in this game. Look at his Dark Resist. Outside of Clefable, nothing is switching in the knockoff. Not even Sharpedo is going to appreciate switching into a Choice Banded knockoff, and we're still going to do solid damage to that. Also, if he doesn't bring the Claydol, which I highly doubt he's going to bring Claydol, and if he doesn't bring Braviary, which Braviary did absolutely nothing in our Week 2 game, so I'm really not concerned about that if I'm being honest. And we are running enough speed on Aerodactyl to outspeed a Scarf Braviary anyway, so if he switches into Defog, it doesn't matter because we're faster than him, and then we just Oko him with the Stone Edge in the first place. So yeah, I don't have to worry about that. But if he doesn't bring Braviary and he doesn't bring Claydol, I just click Choice Banded Earthquakes against whatever 6 Pokemon he wants to bring that is not those 2. And if I'm able to get off a bit of prior damage on Reuniclus, or if Reuniclus turns out to be Colberberry and not leftovers with max defense, max HP, Earthquake is even a straight to a KO on that, which is excellent. So Crocodile can definitely come in here and really dent his team. Pursuit is a move I really don't want to have on the set because in theory, I really don't want to be locked into Pursuit, but Pursuit is just nice to guarantee a KO on Chandelure potentially, or if Chandelure does get a KO on my team, I then just get a free switch into Crocodile, and I either Oko him with the Earthquake, or I force him out into a KO, whatever comes in, regardless. So that's kind of the idea behind that, but Pursuit is really only going to be used in like a last-ditch effort thing, because if I'm locked into Pursuit, that gives him a free switch into something like Kartana to Swords Dance, gives him a free switch into Sharpedo, which is absurdly terrifying, and I don't want to deal with either of those two just coming in for free, so really have to watch out for those. And then of course Fire Fang is just more or less a filler move, honestly. It's not really doing anything else. So next off, we have Guillermo the Garchomp rocking a very similar set to what we brought Week 2, except this week we have Yache Berry. Now, the great thing about Yache Berry is that this will allow us to kind of have a pseudo answer to the potential Galvantula, which I honestly can see him bringing Kartana and both Galvantula because they have a great matchup in this game just in general. So Yache Berry is really nice because after we go for the Rock Tomb, we outspeed Galvantula the following turn if Sticky Webs are not up, and then we just go from there, which could be really good for us as well. Dragon Claw would be kind of nice on the set, but Dragon Claw doesn't come anywhere close to Okoing Kieran Black without it having to take like 30 or like 40-ish% beforehand. At least by going for Rock Tomb, I can guarantee bringing in my Crocodile or getting off just... No, yeah, I get off damage, put him at -1 speed, and then that gives me a free switch into everything except everything that's priorly mentioned, basically. I get a free switch into Cobalion, Aerodactyl, Victini, and Crocodile, even if he is a timid, naive, or jolly set or something along those lines. Earthquake is just a nice spammable move against his team because, again, without Braviary or the Claydol, I can just kind of spam Earthquake for free and just chip things down as things go along. And then Flamethrower, of course, is solely for the Kartana. We are able to live a Z move, although if he gets up to +2 attack, that could be a little bit scary. I have to ensure that I force him to pop his Z move right away, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, Garchomp just a nice defensive mon in this matchup. And then finally off, we have Tomas the Tangrowth. Now, in our Week 2 game, I didn't bring Tangrowth because I didn't expect him to want to bring the Braviary or bring the Gyarados. So this time, I don't expect him to bring the Braviary, but I do expect him to want to bring the Mega Sharpedo. And this is one of two things just completely stopping Mega Sharpedo from coming in and utterly destroy me. Actually, Yache Berry and Garchomp also really helps for Sharpedo because I live in Ice Fang and then I can go for Rock Tomb, I'm pretty sure. Put him at -1 speed and then Revenge Kill him, so that could be another scenario that potentially plays out. But Tangrowth, much like... No, what am I talking about? No, Tangrowth essentially is our pivot mon in this battle. This can safely switch into Clefable and switch into Reuniclus with the Spadef investment. The main reason I don't want to go with Assault Vest is because I believe Sleep Powder is going to be absolutely huge in this game, because I'm almost certain that we will be able to put either the Reuniclus or the Clefable to sleep, which means we can then take advantage of that and we can go from there. If I put the Clefable to sleep, I get a free switch into something like my Choice Banded Crocodile or my Aerodactyl or just Victini in general. And then if I put Reuniclus to sleep, I get a free switch into Crocodile, and then we go from there. So yeah, that's kind of the idea behind it. Sludge Bomb does a solid like 30-ish% to Clefable anyways, which is great. The Tanga Berry is solely for X Scissor from Kartana, and if he does have the Savage Spin out, as long as he doesn't get to +2 attack, we should be able to live a Savage Spin out, or we can just take a X Scissor even if he's like at +1 or +2, and then we just clean Oko him with the Hidden Power Fire. And then Energy Ball is over Giga Drain because Energy Ball ensures an Oko on Sharpedo, as where Giga Drain is a roll unless I'm able to get up rocks, and I really don't want to be in that scenario, so I would much rather have Energy Ball just for that extra little bit of damage, because I should be able to play Tangrowth accordingly enough to not allow it to be below 55% and in range of where we get KO'd by Sharpedo. So yeah, that's kind of the idea behind it. But that is going to be our playoff team. Guys, let me know in the comment section below if you're excited for the Durham Druddigons to be taking on our first week of the playoffs. Make sure to hammer arm that like button down below, and let me know in the comment section below as well what you think about our squad. So with all that being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow with week 1 of playoffs, and hopefully we can take a victory. So later, everybody.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends, it's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks, yeah. 6 foot hacks.